Hi everyone, it's Stephanie here, and I'm back with another very crafty holiday video with MFT stamps. For today's video, we are going to be creating some hostess gifts and party favors. These are great little ideas for when you need to give out a tiny little gift to either people coming to your party, or if you want to take little gifts to a party you're going to give to the hostess of that party. These are great little ideas for different things that you can create. So the first thing I'm doing is I have a piece of red cardstock, and it is 3.5 inches wide, and I'm scoring it at 2.5 inches and 3 1/8 inches. And this is just going to give me a little area at the bottom that when I fold this all together, it's going to have like a flat bottom and kind of be open on the bottom area. And this is going to allow that lip balm to fit inside of this when we have it all closed. And it's also going to allow all of these favors to sit flat on a table surface. So if you were making a bunch of these and kind of wanted to have them at the door or just have them displayed on a table, you would be able to do that because of the bottom area that we're creating. So now I'm just scoring the top area so that I have a flap to be able to close this. So I just positioned the whole piece into my scoring tool and had it kind of assembled how it would be, so I knew how big I needed the flap. I added the score line, and now you can see when I fold it all together, I have this perfect little, kind of looks like a purse, and it's going to work perfectly to hold our lip balm, and we can decorate the front of it. So now I'm just using some white cardstock and adding some white cardstock to the two panel pieces that when closed are going to form the front of this. I just have it cut slightly smaller and then I trimmed it down to fit. And now I'm using the Toasty Greeting stamp set to stamp a sentiment and add the image onto this little package that we're creating. So I stamped the sentiment on first, and now I'm adhering the snowman. And the great thing about this snowman is he's taller than the package we're creating. So what we're going to do is we're just adding adhesive to the bottom of him and not the top area. And you can see here when I close this, I can tuck the top flap of this little package in behind the snowman, and the snowman actually helps to keep it closed. So it's a really great way to dress it up on the front and be able to actually close it as well. So I finished adding the detail to the front. I put some snowballs with the snowman and actually added one to the top area to make it look like he was throwing it. And then I adhered the lip balm inside the package with some washi tape. And now I have this great little lip balm packaging that you can give out during the holidays. And I just thought the play on the snow theme with the minty chapstick was a great way to make them kind of go together. So now we're going to move on to another gift. This is going to be a little gift of nail polish. So I just picked up some nail polishes. They're kind of smaller than normal size bottles. And I'm just going to create a little gift bag and a topper on this gift bag to give this nail polish as a little treat. So I'm using the Dear Friend stamp set, and what I did is I cut out a piece of Limelight cardstock that I can use for the bag topper. Now for that you want to cut out a piece that's going to fit on the bag you're using, so it kind of all just depends on the size of the little treat bag that you're going to be using. That will determine how big your treat topper needs to be. You want to make sure it's a little bit wider than the bag, and then it can be as big as you want from top to bottom. It just depends on how much you want it to stick up off of the bag once you adhere it on. Whatever size you do decide on, you need to score it directly down the center and fold it right in half, and that's how we're going to adhere it to the gift bag. So I stamped the sentiment onto a white cardstock panel, which is cut slightly smaller than the green cardstock panel. And then I added the stamped deer as well to the left-hand side. And I wanted to make it look a little bit more Christmassy and holiday looking, so I decided to use the little holly stamp from the Santa's Elves stamp set. I just cut that out and colored it in, and I'm just adding it onto the deer's tail. I just thought it was a really cute touch to finish off that tag, and really pulled in the green on the actual tag part. So now that we have the topper all ready to go, I'm just going to put the nail polish into the little treat bag. I folded it over and sealed it shut. And now I'm going to add adhesive to the topper piece. So you just want to make sure you really coat this piece with adhesive. I like to run it completely over both sides and right down the middle as well. And then I find the easiest way to add the treat bag to the topper is to lay it flat and just kind of put the treat bag on top and really press down on it to make sure it's adhered to the background. And then I like to fold it over, and I also folded my poor little deer's head over, so I will fix that. And I just kind of press down and make sure it's fully adhered and that's not going to come off and it's going to stay together. And then to add one little detail to this to finish it off, I used some red stickles and added a little bit of glitter to the deer's nose, and that's going to finish that fun little hostess gift. Now for the last one, I decided to do a little tag. I changed it up a bit, you'll see here when we get farther into this, but for the most part, I am creating a tag. So I'm using the Tag Builder Blueprint 6 Dynamics, and I have a solid piece cut out of white, and I have the frame part cut out of silver sparkle cardstock. And I'm just using that same Santa's Elf stamp set that we used in the deer one before, and I'm just stamping this little ornament stamp twice in the center area of my tag. I'm using Black Licorice Hybrid ink because I am going to color in both of these ornaments with Copic markers. But before I do that, I do want to add some strings to them. So I just grabbed a piece of scratch paper because I could not find my ruler anywhere, and I just used the flat edge of that to try and draw as straight of a line as I could coming off of the ornaments. And now I'm just using some aqua colors for the first ornament. I like to start with my lightest color first and fully saturate the area that I'm going to color. Then I added a little bit of dark area to the bottom left side and kind of pulled that dark into the medium and then into the lighter color going up towards the top area. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the second ornament, but this time with lime green colors. And I did color a little bit out of the line there. I am going to just take my colorless blender and I'll just kind of dab on that color, and that will remove most of it, so I'm a-okay with that. I just left it alone. And now I'm going to assemble the frame part onto the tag. So I like to use liquid glue to do this just because the area is kind of too thin for my tape runner. So I added some liquid glue and I just put this directly over top and popped out the little hole area. Like I said, I was originally going to keep this as a tag, but I ended up changing my mind. You'll see here in a few minutes. So I made sure that was all adhered on, and now I'm just adding some sequins to the finished tag. So I have my matte multi-medium, and I'm just putting a few little drops of that onto the tag and adding 3 clear sequins, 2 onto the bottom area, and you will notice that the first sequin is on the bottom area where I went out of the lines with the green. I didn't like that I could still see a little bit of it, so I decided to cover it up. And then I'm just adding some silver stickles to the center of those sequins. Now this tag is being created for a mason jar gift that we're going to create. So I have here a mason jar. It's aqua in color, and I also have some winter mints. These are just some mints that I'm going to use to fill up this mason jar. And then I also have this bowl here full of these like crystally bead things. I believe this is filler for flower vases, but I'm going to be using it to kind of throw into this jar and make it look like icy snow. So I thought that would work kind of nice. I don't even remember where I got this stuff, but it's kind of fun for shaker cards and different things. So I put a bunch of the mints into the mason jar, and then I added a whole bunch of the little filler stuff in there as well. And then I'm just going to go ahead and put the lid back on. And I don't know if you'll be able to pick it up too well in the video, but when you kind of spin this around, you have these fun, snowy, wintry candies, and then you have all of these like white, clear beads kind of all through the jar as well. I just thought it looked really fun and wintry, so it worked out perfect for what I had in mind for this little gift that I'm creating. So now I got the idea that rather than make the tag tie around the mason jar, I looked at the tag and realized that it was actually the same size as the top of the mason jar, and it would perfectly fit into the top. So I decided that I wanted to do that instead because it looks like it's custom made for this mason jar. So it was just kind of luck that I noticed that it fit perfectly in there. So I just removed the outside ring. I added the tag to the center area with the top part cut off, and then I put the ring back on and closed it up, and it fit perfectly inside the top of the jar. So now I have 3 fun little holiday gifts. I have the mason jar candy holder, I have the nail polish treat bag, and then I have this fun little lip balm packaging. And that is going to bring us to today's giveaway. So if you'd like to win a $50 gift card to the MFT online store, please leave a comment on this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we will select one random commenter to win. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and we will see you tomorrow for more holiday fun.